Are you intrigued by history and science that have contested explanations? Ever thought, I'm definitely smarter than my friends, but not as smart as the experts? Then join Craig and Dave as they explore the mysteries of who the why the and how the will they actually find the answers? Probably not, but they'll have a good time trying. Welcome to Craig and Dave's Sci-Piece.
Welcome back to another episode of Craig and Dave's Sci-Piece. I'm excited.
Me too.
Because we're still doing it.
We're still doing it. I know.
And we have some regular download / listeners.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, it's you know.
We're taking off.
Yeah, we're taking off. It's good.
Exponentially every week.
Next stop, Discovery Channel.
It's right there.
So you guys can say you knew us when.
Right? I remember they were just two idiots in a garage.
Yeah. No, we're getting some listenership.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we're getting quite a bit overseas. France, Norway.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool.
It is.
Especially because a lot of the cool stuff is over there.
Yeah.
You know.
We have some cool stuff here that we'll get into.
We do, and there was another discovery recently again and stuff. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, we have regular listeners in the UK.
Yes.
Like every week, it's like, bang, immediately.
Yeah,
love it.
They download right out of the gate. We get those the ones in UK automatic downloads right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And today we're going to talk about their home country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. That was great.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. One of the oldest mysteries, I think.
Yeah. Because everybody's still like, they have their ideas of who did, what it was for and all this stuff, but
no one knows.
Nobody really
There's no
knows.
written records of how it was used.
And the funny thing is the similar stuff around the world, there's similar structures.
Yeah.
But Stonehenge is the most prominent, obviously.
It's the most famous, yeah.
Sitting out in the middle of a field, and everybody's like, who did that?
And why?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's little, we know, like, what kind of stones they are, how they fit together.
Yep.
We know the bigger stones are from 200 miles away.
200 miles away. The weight on them is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we brought them 200 miles away and put them up there.
Yeah. Hey, you know what that would look good? In a field way out there.
Way out there, yeah.
And on top of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
It's crazy. And, I mean, you think, so obviously, in England, the stuff out there, you go back thousands of years of written record. You know what I mean? Like,
or at least oral history.
Oral
too.
history, yeah. But I mean, when you're like, oh yes, in 200 AD, so and so was king, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy,
Yeah, but by that point, Stonehenge was 2,000 years old.
Yeah,
3,000 years old.
They were looking at it like, what is that?
Yeah.
Who did that? Why did they do it?
Yeah.
And I mean, they couldn't concentrate on it too much because it was like, oh, that guy's gonna kill me. Watch
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That boat looks like a dragon. That's cool. Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
It sucks bad. It sucks real bad. Yeah. But
that's the thing. Like, we have the advantage of being able to look at it from the aerial views, geology, so we know where the big blocks came from.
Yeah.
We know that it's aligned to the solstices and things like that.
Yeah.
So beyond that, you just speculate.
Yeah.
Like, why would you align something with the solstice? I know why we would do it.
Yeah.
For ritual things and
yeah, exactly.
I mean that's kind of the I don't want to say the birthplace, but paganism is like took root there, like
Yeah.
Germany, that area in Germany and like the UK, like that whole area back then, that's what they did. They worship nature is essentially what they did.
Yeah. And it gives you it's basic. It's a calendar without having a calendar, because you can be like, okay, the sun's here. It's getting close.
Yeah.
So we know that plant your stuff.
Yep.
Or harvest your stuff. Things like that.
We're running out of virgins to kill. So we're gonna get it when we're on Stone 6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or even just the migration of animals too.
Yeah,
you would know, like, okay, they're coming back. It's time to start hunting again. They're coming back through. So
yeah, and you can't trust like the weather patterns, especially there, because it's always cold and raining.
Yeah, exactly. 50% chance of rain.
Yeah.
Every day. Like
100% chance of missing the animals.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. Like it was probably to some extent a way to keep track of seasonal time.
Yeah, exactly. But the other thing is that they found there's rings that you don't, we look at it, we see the stones. What you don't see is the rings that were around
that
it. That are buried. There's bigger rings that go around it. I think there's like 3.
Yeah, there's 3 giant rings.
Giant rings. And there's also wooden, there were like post holes.
Yeah.
So wasn't enclosed.
Right.
Did they have enclosures around it and stuff like that? And it's just an interesting. It's interesting.
If you're gonna build something to track time, like seasonal time, you wouldn't need it that big.
Yeah.
That's like, why would you build it that big?
Why? Yeah.
Let's start with some smaller stones.
Throw up a couple of stones, or you can. You can just put a pole up and be like, "Oh, the sun hits that thing." Yeah. You know what I mean? When you stand here and the sun lines up with that. They're like, no, hey, go get those rocks 200 miles away. Which ones? The big ones.
Yeah.
The real big ones, and bring those back.
But why would they do that?
Yeah.
I get in my head, I understand, like, all right, the way the civilization was, technology and things, like limited abilities to record things like that.
Yeah.
That I get, but why in that spot with such massive stones?
Yeah,
that's what I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's strange.
Not for people that were supposedly like I don't say Stone Age, but Stone Age.
Yeah, that's what they think. That's the supposed timeline. People were supposed to be like that, and obviously they weren't.
They weren't.
No.
So,
but
nope.
And it makes you wonder: did they know things? Because we know, we've talked about it before, certain stones do certain things. Like quartz, even like quartz crystal produces electricity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just clocks run on it. The lighters that click.
Yeah.
And shoot the spark. That spark doesn't come. It's just a piece of quartz crystal in there. You know what I mean? So these people might have known things with this certain type of stone, provided whether it was some type of frequency when they did something with it, or just the way they lined it up, it did something. Because why else would you go 200 miles away? There's stones right over there.
Yeah, build it where you found the stones.
Yeah.
But why those stones and why out here?
And why out there, it's...
There was something about that spot and those stones that together, it's just... And I agree.
I don't think... They didn't do things just to do them back then. There was purpose.
Yeah.
Everything... You didn't just make things... It's not like today's society where we're very wasteful and with our own time, with everything. But you know what I mean? Where we're just like, do this. It's
a bunch of Stone Age kids sitting around like, I'm bored.
Yeah, I'm bored. Let's go get some rocks.
Imagine if that's what it was. This is just a big punishment.
And they're just laughing at everybody like, ha! Like in 2,000 years, some idiot's going to be like, what's this thing? And they just accidentally lined it up. Like, just happened. This
is going to be wicked funny in 4,000 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, there was there was purpose. You're not gonna do shit back then
Yeah.
just because like, oh, let's just make a gigantic calendar because why not?
Yeah, and I don't think the purpose was just to go there and chant
No.
some things and do some stuff. There was purpose behind it.
This site was built up over the course of like 500 years, 1,000
Yeah.
years. It may have been more than that, but that's the general accepted archaeology behind it is like,
Yeah.
it's this age to this age is when it was started. It was slowly built up and became something else.
Yeah.
So you don't have people in an area go back to a spot for 1,000 years for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so there was a reason why they picked that spot, why they decided, you know what, we need to bring these stones here. There was something about there that was important
That
to
was important.
everybody in that
Yeah.
region.
And I mean, was it centrally located between other like groups of people, like tribes or whatever? Because and they met there at a certain time of year to
Yeah.
trade or to do whatever. You know, maybe it was to maybe. The crazy thing, it also could have just been a thing like we meet here every year
Yeah.
for a massive festival. We trade.
Yeah,
We
could have
we-
been.
We celebrate whatever it is, you know what I mean? And we do this stuff and we trade, you know, whether it's food,
Women.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you
Like,
know,
hey, I've got an extra barley this year. Like, you got any extra cows?
you got
or something?
any,
You
yeah,
know,
you got any
cattle?
extra meat? We need meat, you
Yeah.
know, and or even just like, hey, look what we made. Look what this thing does.
Yeah.
Like a trade show. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like look what this thing does. And like, wow, that's incredible. I'll show you how to make it.
Yeah.
You know?
This one tribe shows up from the coast, like, hey, we got a bunch of cross-eyed kids. We need new blood.
Yeah. Yeah. The kid's standing in the corner, he's like, bah, bah. Like, oh, damn. Yeah.
He just keeps walking into the
Yeah.
big stones.
But, yeah, I mean, it's.
But you don't
it's-
set this up, you don't set something like this up quick. Like, all right, we're just going to build this and we're going to use it for 30 years and we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a site that was used long enough where they decided to build a permanent, gigantic megalithic structure.
Yes. And it's massive, and it's. I
And it was engineered.
yeah, it blows my
the blocks
mind.
of stone fit together.
Yeah, it blows my mind that they're. That's why I say there's no. They weren't just doing it like, hey, no, look cool over here, a big pile of rocks like
Right.
stacked on top of each
Yeah.
other. They're like, we need to do this
Right.
because you didn't at that. Like I said, at that point, you didn't mess. You didn't have time to do silly things like that. You
Yeah.
had to hunt. You had to.
You had to just
be-
survive.
yeah, survive. You needed production. You needed
Yeah.
things to get done, and in some way that helped.
Yeah, it serves some purpose to further the civilization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and they did it to make it last. Like, you don't quarry giant stones, move them 200 miles, and then notch them out so they fit together and don't fall off each other.
Yeah,
That to me is just as crazy.
for
as,
thousands of years.
right, right. You don't just like moving them is one thing, but then like, all right, these three are going to fit together. The holes go here. We're going to build the notches here and just fit it together.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know seismically how the UK is. Do they have a lot of earthquakes? Do they,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. They're like, well, let's give them a break. They're suffering with all this rain.
The ground's too soft for earthquakes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's all squishy.
but I mean, I'm sure they obviously they have them. It's not.
We have them in Rhode Island.
Yeah, exactly.
They're small, but
yeah, they're smaller.
But if you stacked a bunch of rocks somewhere and you had a small earthquake, they're
probably
bound to
tumble
shift
over.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you move. You know, especially after that much time.
right.
You know,
But not these.
no.
Well, most of them.
yeah,
Most of them are still there.
And the funny thing is the ones that aren't there, there was because some dude was like, you know what I need for my castle, right? We can just go take it off that old thing over there. Nobody knows who did that.
didn't we see some stones somewhere I
Yeah.
could use? Yeah.
Because you know, I'm sure that some of it was salvaged for other purposes. You know what I mean?
It's in Wales. Of course they stole it.
Yeah.
They stole everything else from around the world.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
They've got more mummies from Egypt than Egypt does.
Yeah. At one point, they were burning them in trains.
Yeah.
Mummies. They had so many mummies. They were just using them as coal fire in trains. Like, that's insane to me. Like, what are we gonna do with all these mummies? Like, that's crazy.
Hey, throw another Jahar on the fire.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there soon. We're gonna be late.
But it's true. They did. There were times that they did.
They
that.
were grounding up mummies and selling them as medicine,
Yeah,
which is wild.
that's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Stonehenge I think is fantastic because there's like no inscriptions. They're just these gigantic blocks set up in concentric circles.
Yeah.
They're basically arches, and they align with the solstices and things. So they served a purpose for a long time
Yeah.
before they thought to have written records,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like, why would you do that?
To me, it's amazing in the country. You walk up and you can go and you could see this like collapsed wall or something, and you're like, that was a castle 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and go, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like that thing has been here way longer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's crazy to me. You know, I mean, we talk about like a lot of times, like how do they make structures and stuff, and how do they do these things, and how they do things so fast. But then you go to somewhere like the UK, the Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
It's massive,
Massive.
and that we know who built it. You know what I mean? The Romans, and it's just how fast it didn't take them long to
No.
do it, and they stretched across the entire
the whole
country.
continent, yeah.
Like, you know, the whole island, like from one side to the other. The Great Wall of China.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these things weren't impossible. You know.
No.
And you using, especially like we know the Romans, we knew how they did it. They had cranes. They had these.
They had
things.
everything.
They had everything. You know.
The Romans made the strongest concrete ever. We've never been able to match
Never
it.
been able to match it. Exactly.
They made concrete that cures underwater
Yeah.
and repairs itself. If it chips off, it repairs itself.
Yeah, it's crazy that the stuff that they came up with, and you know, and that was lost that got lost to time. But I mean, like I said, Hadrian's Wall. There was communication through that whole thing.
Yep.
Where in a matter of no time, they can be like, we're getting attacked here, and the other side of the island would know within in no time.
Yeah, there's a legion marching that way while the attack is still happening.
Yeah,
wild.
exactly. Yeah, so it's always impressed me what humans have been able to do. Alexander the Great. It's like, I want to attack that island.
Yeah.
We can't get there. How about we just build a massive
Make more
land
land.
bridge? Yeah, we just built a land bridge.
He created a peninsula.
Yeah,
That still exists.
That still exists
Yeah.
to march his army across just to kill those people.
Can you imagine sitting on
Yeah.
that island and just watching that
Like,
get,
oh my God,
they're all there like, he'll never get us. We're good.
Yeah, we're all
And
set.
then you just watch that get closer every day. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, he just waits it out. He's like, "Yep, I'm doing that."
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, the wall. You know, the Romans were like, some psychos live up there. Those people, we can't conquer them
Can you
because they're just
imagine?
insane.
They conquered half of the known world. They got there like, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're just gonna stop. We're gonna build a wall right
Yeah.
there. Keep those crazy bastards on the other side.
So it's that one neighbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if you think about it, the Romans were marching through and going, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Looking at Stonehenge, you know,
And they left it alone.
And they left it alone. Yeah, things like that blow my mind.
Yeah.
It's an impressive.
Because we refer to it as
thing.
ancient Rome. And this was ancient to the
To them.
Romans.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wild.
It's yeah.
But yeah, I think why they did it, I think it's more than just, oh, it was ceremonial. Like, I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either. There was something.
Just
There was
because
other.
it took too long to create and perfect. They kept making it better and refining it and building it bigger because it was being used constantly. Whether
yeah.
it was annually, like you said, or they were
Yeah.
going weekly, daily. It could
Yeah,
have been a
who
freaking
knows?
city. It could have been the city center.
Yeah,
knows?
that's the other thing too. It could have been a city center, and around it was just wooden structure.
Yeah.
that just eventually got, that eventually just went away.
Yeah, maybe that's where this whole civilization lived in the warmer weather, and
Yeah.
they migrated somewhere else when it got cold.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Isn't it just always cold and wet over there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they found this one spot. They're like, it's cool over here though.
Yeah.
This ain't too bad.
Yeah.
In this open field. It's not
So
windy
we'll
over
be
here
safe
at
from the
all.
wind.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's cool. Our tent has stone poles.
Yeah, yeah,
All the peasants that follow him, like, we just wet everywhere we go.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh
ridiculous.
man.
But
yeah.
I would love to. I would love to find out someday. Like, I'd love to see what exactly that was. But
Yeah.
my suspicion or my personal belief, whatever you want to say, is
Yep.
it was being used long. That area was being used long before they started to build on it. And then it's like, you know what? We've been keep coming here. They start building up, and that continued for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And then it reached the point where they have this structure that we don't know anything about it other than it's aligned this way, and these is where these stones came from,
Yeah. Exactly.
and how they fit together.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And we always talk about, like, what does common sense say? It
Yeah.
wasn't like, hey, let's just show up and we're gonna worship the sun for 6 hours out of the year. That doesn't make sense,
Doesn't make sense to me. No. So you could do it over there.
right?
You know, you didn't
And
have
not
to
this
do that.
size. Like, yeah. So
You know, and it's amazing. It's a place I've always wanted to see. And the funny thing is like my wife would be like, "It's rocks."
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I could spend hours there,
same.
like
Same.
just amazed the whole time walking around it. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
You know?
people did this and they didn't even have shoes.
Yeah.
You know, like-
exactly. Yeah.
Stuff like that's like in my head. That's why it's like awe-inspiring. Like, dude, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah.
it's if you're from one of the people from the UK that listens to us, if you've seen it, if you've gone there and checked it out, even if you're from around here and you've gone over to England and seen it and check it out, write us, tell us what you saw. You know,
Tell us what you think it was.
yeah, tell us what you think it was. Send us an email, reach out to us on Facebook, anything like that. We'd love to hear it. You know,
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah.
to hear what Josh Gates thinks about Stonehenge.
Me too.
His theories.
His theories. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll
exactly.
get him someday.
Someday.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been there a bunch of times.
Well, I don't have much else on Stonehenge.
No.
All right. Well, you said it. We have our email, cdscipiece@gmail.com.
Yep.
You can check us out on Spotify, YouTube, subscribe to everything. Weekly episodes. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Email us if you have ideas. Email us if you hate us.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to hate mail.
Yeah, I'll take the hate mail.
I can't wait.
Yeah. But yeah. Till next episode. We got to pick. We got to pick.
No,
from
we're
the
not.
grill. Oh no, we're not.
Right. You wanted to do something different, right?
Yeah. We got something to talk about. That's right.
All right.
So
do you want to spoil it? Do you want to
Sure.
disclose it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We'll disclose. Yeah.
All right.
Now, so there's been a lot of talk about there's a lot of stuff going on in the UFO UAP community and in the government as well, and some big things happened this week.
Yeah. And we're nothing if not inclusive, so we want to talk about the UFO.
Yeah,
community.
exactly. So we're definitely going to talk about that. But yeah, so that'll be the next episode, and then we'll draw another
Sounds good.
topic.
All right. So check us out in the next episode of Craig and Dave Sci-Piece.
Yep.
See you then.
See ya.